Hello, so I just decided to film this video and a spider ran behind me, so look out for that cameo. Okay, so I just wanted to film this quick video because I have some opinions and thoughts, and I thought that since it's Mental Health Awareness Day it would be quite apt to sort of spin this around on it, because I think mental health is really important, and I think it is more talked about now, but it's not necessarily as viewed the same as like physical injury. If you're going to work, you're not going to be like judged on if you have a bad brain, or if your arm is falling off you're going to obviously get, you know what I mean. So I thought that maybe I should express some opinions on this documentary and sort of mix it in. It's not really the same, but I just, you know, I just wanted to talk about the documentary. I love Shane Dawson. I think he's amazing. He is my favourite YouTuber by far, he's the only one that I really like relate to. We have a lot in common, which is very strange. It's really kind of creepy in a way that we do have a lot of similarities, and sort of our timelines are quite similar, so I've always kind of related to him, and I've watched him since day one. I have honestly watched Shane Dawson all the way through my school life, all the way up until now, and yeah, I've always been such a big fan of him and really connected to him in that sort of way. So this video was really something I was looking forward to, and something I am enjoying actually. I know many people are being a bit sort of, is it good, isn't it good kind of thing, because it's so much involved with Jake and Logan, who are, I suppose, here or there. People like love them or hate them. You have to be of a certain age. I haven't watched them. I don't really know anything about Jake that much, really. That's why I was so surprised that the video was on Jake, because I assumed that he would go for Logan because of his like whole persona and the thing with the suicide forest and everything, but no, he's focused on Jake and I suppose his stuff in the media and everything, and he is quite an interesting character. But if anybody is a sociopath, or whoever has the mental sort of side of them that's sociopathic, I think it might be Logan, just on his need to be involved with everything, and his persona is, and I'm not trying to like be mean to him or anything, but I just feel like because the suicide forest thing was such a big thing that in my head I'm trying to like logic it. So in my opinion, and this is just an opinion, I obviously don't know anything, but it was very unrealistic, the timing of the video. So for one, the video has to go through so many different people before it comes out, and then obviously the timing of the video was so, like, it was on the first day of 2018 and his name was the #1 trending. That's just weird. That is, for me, the thing that gave it away to it being faked or pranked or whatever, because, you know, those reactions were not the reactions of someone that sees a dead body, and also that's just, honestly, in my head, like, the only way that can be logical to me that somebody would do that is if it was faked and he knew it was faked, and he just sort of got too involved with everything being fake that he didn't think that anyone would think it was real. And I think that's why I don't think he's like mean. I don't think he's a horrible person. I just think he was so caught up in the lifestyle he was living that he didn't realise that it was that bad, and when you put that logic involved in it, it kind of makes a bit more sense. So that's my opinion on the suicide forest thing. However, Shane's videos have become sort of a bit controversial because of the whole trying to portray, I guess, Jake as a sociopath, and how his behaviour is somewhat being analysed by a psychologist. I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing, and that's because if somebody could analyse me, I would love that. Like, I think genuinely, like, just because somebody's like saying and picking up things on your behaviour, I don't think that necessarily means anything. It's just a part of the video, and he did say he could do anything which sort of gives full reign, and he wanted to do a video like that. I presume that Jake would have had some sort of conversation about it. I don't think that Shane's just specifically saying, let's go and call him out for being a bit loopy. I don't think that's the gist of it. Maybe Shane did go too far with the whole horror thing and, you know, the whole masks and everything, but, you know, it did make interesting viewing. That's all I'm going to say. Like, I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to say or how it's supposed to be, but like I think it did make it really interesting. Like I was involved with it then. I was like, oh, maybe he is, maybe he's this, maybe I am, who is, I don't know. It was that kind of vibe to it, but you know, you can't go around calling people sociopaths, you can't go around calling people psychopaths, you can't be like, you know, doing those kind of things. So that's why I understand that he's come under some sort of criticism, but I just don't, you know, Shane obviously didn't mean to go that far and do that. He just got, again, caught up in the editing. It's like when, you know, when you're with your friends and you're going like, oh, and then we could do this and we could do that, and then like, because like I used to do it in high school with like exams and stuff, like we used to do this like thing with the Theban plays, and it always used to be like, be more dramatic, do it, and then in the end I had like blood coming down from the ceiling, and there's gonna be like a decapitation on stage. Like it was a whole, you know, you just get in the mood of it. Like if it's set horror, you're gonna go full horror, you know what I mean? He shouldn't have probably gone horror, but he did. It's Halloween, like, come on. So yeah, I think my opinion mainly on Shane Dawson is that I think maybe it's too long. However, okay, this is documentaries on the TV. You do go through about half, maybe 3/4 of it without the actual ending, because the ending isn't necessarily the thing that people want to watch. They want to watch the build-up. That's how TV and documentaries and everything work. Like if you're watching a documentary on 9/11, you know that the plane goes into the building, but you want to know like what happened before that, how it sort of unraveled, you know, all the media, what people were doing. It's sort of, you have to go through everything before you reach the final destination. That's kind of the whole build. That's how films work. That's how everything works. So, you know, maybe 8 parts is quite a long time, but you, again, with the amount that he's sort of packing in, I think it's needed. I think you need to have that kind of build up, and obviously I am involved with it, but because it's Shane, because I want to know more about it, because I don't know anything about it, maybe that's because, you know, if you're not interested in Jake Paul and you don't really care about anything like that, or you don't want to know Nick Crompton's personality, or you don't. Also, I thought Nick Crompton was Welsh. Like, I was fully in my head, I thought he was Welsh. I don't know why. He says the England thing, but when he said it, he sounded Welsh. I don't know. But anyway, like, you have to go through all those things, and to me that is quite interesting because I would like to know more about Jake Paul. However, if you don't want to know anything about Jake Paul, I can see how maybe it's a bit elongated. However, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, and I like that Shane and Andrew's filming and all of that is coming along so well. I'm so like happy that Shane's got this whole new sort of persona on the internet and he's doing all these cool things. I think that's such a good way for YouTube to go, and especially Shane, because Shane's he's done sort of everything now, and now he's sort of created his own thing, and yeah, I just think it's really cool what he's doing, and 8 parts is something I will watch. It's something that I think a lot of people will watch and be interested in. It's getting a lot of backlash for sort of understandable reasons, but I don't necessarily think those are reasons that means that he should change it. I don't know if that makes any sense. What I'm saying is that if you've got a project and you want to do it, I still think you should do it the way you want to do it, without other people saying you're doing this, you're doing that. Maybe like, because the thing when he did the video with Bunny is that you didn't really know where it was going until every episode finished and you were going along with it, and it was like a whole video within itself and then a whole video with itself. With this is just one long whole project. So when they went to the airport and then they all met up, and that was like a whole funny video, and then they went to the shop or something to get like a caravan. I can't remember how it went now, but like there was like separate videos that had a whole video in one, but it continued on as a story, like an underlying story. That was sort of more, I would say, not necessarily more interesting, but I think it was more Shane, like it was more quintessentially a Shane video, whereas this is more like a full-length documentary with funny moments, but it's not necessarily a comedy documentary. It's not really about anything other than Jake Paul, which is kind of like what he said. Do you know what I mean? I don't think anyone knows what I mean, but okay, oh yeah, the Tanacon thing. I really like the Tanacon documentary thing. I don't really watch anything to do with Tanamojo. I don't really know or was interested in TanaCon, but I still watched it anyway. It was really interesting. That's why I think that the whole, like, that was just like 3 videos, I believe, and that was sort of similar along the same line. So he got 2 sides of the story, you watch it, you make an overall decision for yourself. That's kind of the gist of it. But the thing with TanaCon is it was such a an obvious mistake. Like, I don't think anyone, if you really blamed Tana for TanaCon, I think, like, there's something wrong with you. not in a mean way, but like in an obvious way of, like, it was obviously a mistake. She didn't want people to go and stand out in the sun. Like, I don't that's crazy to me that people would assume that that's what she was planning. Like, obviously she just wanted a good little thing that she was gonna get involved with and be more famous than Comic-Con or whatever it was. What is it? Not Comic-Con. VidCon and all that, and it was a whole thing, but people got hurt and that was a mistake. And I think that's just what Shane wanted to show with that, but at the same time I think that's what he's doing with this. I think that in hindsight you're gonna be like, at the beginning of the video, okay, I will admit that when Shane was doing the editing of, like, this is really dramatic, this is kind of horror, this is kind of like psychological thriller, this is all this is all that, I was so invested that Jake Paul was a sociopath that I was almost convinced that, you know, there are people that I know that are sociopaths, that maybe I'm a sociopath. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, I know how people get influenced by that. I'm a grown woman and I still sort of went, maybe I am a sociopath, maybe all these things this lady's saying kind of does relate to me, maybe this is that. It's not. I have emotional breakdowns like every single fucking day, but like at the time you get involved with the video, and I think that's why people were a bit more hit or miss with it, because he didn't really explain. He didn't bring it back. He just sort of went, yeah, no, we're all sociopaths, there's loads of them everywhere. They're gonna eat us. It was that kind of thing. But yeah, I get it, I understand, but I really like it and I'm gonna watch it. And I know Shane's not watching this video, but I think any project that anybody does, if you have a set piece and you want to do it, you should just go and do it, no matter how long it's going to be, or how long it will take, or how shitty the beginning is and how awesome the ending is. If it changes here or there, I think you should still do it, because that's, like, you know, I just don't think he should be disheartened by the backlash of this one in comparison to the other ones, because that doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. He's doing a really good job. He's doing a really good documentary. We're learning a lot about Jake Paul. If we didn't know anything about Jake Paul, like, I knew nothing. I now know so much and I'm so invested in it. So, you know, it's working, it's doing good, and I like that. I like that he's doing something like this. Yeah, one thing I will say that I really hope that he does do a documentary with the shaytards. This is something that I'm really interested in, because my opinions on it has changed dramatically. I did do some tweets and I regret them, because I don't think Shay is a horrible person. I think that alcoholism is a terrible thing, and I understand it entirely now, and a lot of things have happened in my life that have influenced this, and I do understand. I just get it now, and I feel bad because I did tweet a lot of shit to Shay by accident on purpose. When my mind was in a different place, I'm a different person now, I'm grown, it's fine. But I really hope that he does a documentary on that, because I don't think other people understand it. I still think that the people, like, you're a terrible dad, you're an awful person, like, you don't deserve your family, which is a terrible thing to say to somebody that you don't really know, who's under the influence of things, who has obviously things going on. Yeah, I really hope that he does do a documentary with that, because he has talked about alcoholism before, he's talked about things with his dad, he's talked about, like, different things, and I think it's a very important subject that maybe I'll do a video on, because I do think that it needs to be talked about, because it's crazy. Like, this whole, it's honestly, there's so much, I have so much ammunition to there about alcohol, but, like, I just want, okay, I don't know, I think Shane's really cool, he's doing a good job with this video, I want him to continue the videos, I think it's a really good series. Will I watch it again if I have a lot of time? Like, those sort of things. It's all good. What are your opinions? Do you like it? Are you going to watch this video? I don't know, it's 14 minutes long. I'm gonna have to edit it, but yeah, okay. Peace.